Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Why the heck did the price of XRP drop so much today and so quickly? Getting as low as 58 cents. That's not supposed to happen, right? XRP's got legal clarity. Well, these are the types of things that I'm hearing on social media. Now, of course, the truth of the matter is that the market moves in tandem. Bitcoin has dropped. XRP has moved in line with it. And I'm going to show you, actually, because I did my own little look-see. You don't have to be some sort of wizard or scientist to do this. I did my own little look-see into how XRP is performing within the last 24 hours compared to other top coins. Spoiler alert, it's doing pretty well. Nothing weird or bad is going on here, but people are losing their ever-loving mind. So I'm just going to make a quick video sharing you perspective from a number of different analysts, and there seems to be a strong consensus among analysts that I follow with any amount of regularity that this is a make it or break it moment for Bitcoin, at least in the short term. But I'm not trying to be dramatic in stating that. What they mean by that is, it's not that we're going to be out of bull mode regardless of what happens, but we are at this inflection point where it is possible Bitcoin could dip, some think anyway, Bitcoin could dip into the upper 30,000s. Some think that, no, the bottom's pretty much in, and it's about to go back into up-only mode. And I'm going to share with you perspective from a few analysts sharing thoughts on XRP specifically, including one analyst who says, no, this drop of XRP into the 50-something cent range, well, not only did one guy specifically, well, there's been more than one, I'm going to highlight one in this video, but not only was this highlighted, the idea of XRP in the 50-something cent range, but he says, yeah, that's in the cards, and still so is over $1. And things happen fast in crypto. It just doesn't make any sense to be freaking out about this stuff here. Things happen really fast. People can be crying over a coin one day, and then the next, like, oh yeah, it's up 200%. Welcome to crypto, folks, but this is just how it is. So anyway, for anybody that's scared, just gather around the fire, children. It's story time with Uncle Moon Lambo. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And by the way, just to kick things off and kind of bring the point home a little bit, let me share with you a few headlines that we've been working with. Here's one from Sunday. XRP price hits critical roadblock, facing strong resistance. So again, this is happening, and people are writing about this because, well, people are reading about it, because there's this idea and there's this concern within the XRP community that there is something amiss here. Here's another one. This is from Cryptopolitan. That's probably how you say it. It's the second one. Frustration grows among XRP investors as crypto struggles. Yeah, that's right. There's definitely a lot of XRP holders that emotionally are definitely on the struggle bus, but it still don't make any damn sense. And then there's this from today, from the Crypto Newsflash. Bitcoin holds steady above $40,000. Is Bitcoin poised for a correction to $30,000 or a new all-time high above $69,000? And broadly, this is the discussion that people in the world of crypto have been having. By the way, if anybody's curious, at the time I'm recording this, it's 12:44 p.m. Central Time, December 18th. This is Monday, 2023. At the moment I'm recording this, XRP is 60 cents. Bitcoin's at 41,655 bucks. The 24-hour low for Bitcoin was 40,359. So there were definitely fears that it would be getting into the 30-something thousands. And that happened around 4:40 a.m. Central Time, which again is that's my time. That's the reason I'm using that. XRP got as low as 58.7 cents right about the same time. So it's just following along with the rest of the crypto market. But since that moment, around 4:40, whatever it was, Central Time, the market has been rebounding at least to this point. And so I put out this post, and this was just, about 40 minutes ago or so, because people have been freaking out, and it just don't make no damn sense up in this bitch. And so I wanted to just kind of put out a matter-of-fact statement. Again, like I said at the outset, I'm not some sort of wizard or scientist. I'm a simple little Moon Lambo guy, hanging out on the internet doing stuff, right? And so all I did was go to Live Coin Watch, and I just looked at everything, which, by the way, it's a sea of red. For those of you that want to look at the screen, I'm scrolling down the top 50. There are like, I don't know, 4 coins that are in the green, something like that, maybe 5. It's kind of bounced around a little bit. So everything's in the red. And you got XRP down now 3.14%. And it was a little bit slightly different at the time that I was recording this, but not much. And so here's what I wrote about 40 minutes ago. For all the people that are under the false impression that XRP has dropped more ferociously than other coins within the past 24 hours, XRP is down 3.36% now, which places it at exactly 25 out of the top 50 coins by market cap regarding gains/losses. Nothing weird here. Again, I just put that out trying to destroy the narrative. And I don't feel like highlighting a bunch of people saying their negative stuff. Maybe I'll do that in a separate video later today. I've been doing that a fair bit lately, though. But that's why I put this out. That's the reason. I just went down like, no, it's about in the middle. It's doing fine out of the top 50. Moved at the same time Bitcoin did. Bitcoin caused this, okay? XRP just followed. Makes sense. Nothing weird about this whatsoever. And then there was this from my fellow XRP YouTuber, The Bearable Bull. I just thought that this was kind of an inspiring post. And for all my children's gathered around the fire listening to Moon Lambo, Uncle Moon Lambo, all up in this bitch, I thought that this was inspiring, so I wanted to share it with you. So here's what The Bearable Bull said. No crypto community has suffered more than the XRP community. Suppressed price. Missed 2021 bull run. SEC lawsuit. 589 hopium. Strong fundamentals, yet no price. These are all reasons why when the price hits new all-time highs this time round, it'll be so unbelievably fulfilling that grown men will cry. So many sacrifices. I genuinely believe that it will all be worth it. Stand strong, my friends. It's almost our time. Yeah, so I absolutely agree with the sentiment. It's very clear to me that we are in bull mode right here. I don't suppose what's probable is that we're moving to the downside. I think the next several months or so, maybe a lot of 2024 is going to be a blasty blast. And I do believe that we are finally going to see a new all-time high for XRP so long as Bitcoin does hit a new all-time high. Without that, I would guess no. Because that's never happened in history, so this would be the first time. I'm just going to assume that people are more or less going to keep behaving about the same. So let's hope that that happens, and if so, we're going to have a lot of fun here. And if Bitcoin doesn't hit a new all-time high, I still think a lot of things may still be popping off, but I will not be confident for XRP hitting a new all-time high. So let's just hope that we do see that. And it's reasonable to suppose that that might happen. Perfectly reasonable. And for me, the way that I sleep easy at night is I don't freak out about it. Like, I have such a long time horizon, I cannot be defeated. Because even if this is another instance where people are getting really excited and then we don't move high, and sometimes that does happen, even if things actually cratered back down, even if that's not what's probable here, so what? What I do is precisely nothing, and I just hold longer. That's how I win. That's how you win in investing. You hold longer than the other people that get out because they just can't take the pain or they're impatient, whatever it is. That's it. It's not complex. It's just that most people can't execute that. And so that's why for me, and this is why I don't feel like I'm missing out on other opportunities, I buy other coins. And yes, XRP is my largest individual holding, but I buy other stuff. I hold close to 30 different cryptocurrencies. It's worth a fair chunk of change at this point. If stuff starts going, I'll start selling. In fact, some of the stuff I bought more recently, since I have way more crypto than I thought, just to take some of the risk off the table. Some of the stuff that starts popping, some of the other coins, and I'll talk about it if I end up doing it, I might start selling chunks of it, a bit before some of these coins even hit all-time high. Some of the other ones. Now for XRP, I won't sell a single XRP unless it's above all-time high. I won't even consider it. But if, for some of the other ones, it's like, But part of the reasons is that speaks to my long-term confidence when it comes to XRP. So there's a reason I'm going to treat some of these coins a little bit differently here. Here's a post from chart analyst Credible Crypto, shared the following with his 360,000 followers on X. And by the way, this was last night. So price action obviously has been a lot of sideways action for most of last week, but this was before. This is a good, roughly 10 hours before we reached the most recent bottom for Bitcoin when it was a little above $40,000 and XRP was at about 58 cents. This is before that. And here's what he was saying. Check this out. The lows at $33,000/$34,000 were never taken. That's also important to realize. What's also important to realize is that pullbacks will be scarce moving forward. Yes, there was a 30+% pullback on our way to $60,000 in the last parabolic rally, but a pullback of this magnitude only came at $40,000. Once we had broken the old highs at $20,000 and were 3x higher from our $13,000 to $14,000 breakout. And so, folks, think about this. And I actually happened to talk about this topic just the other day, maybe it was 1 or 2 days ago. I noted that in 2017, I think there were, if memory serves, I think there were 7 pullbacks for that bull run where Bitcoin went down over 30%. And so you might think, okay, well, there's a 30% 30% pullback, as he cited, as Credible Crypto cited here, the last market cycle once we were at $40,000, but that's not the same thing. Because you had a low that was much lower than that. So Bitcoin had already run up like crazy. But the point that he's making here is that Bitcoin hasn't reached the same type of level here. Things aren't lining up in that particular regard. So having a little bit of a pullback, it's actually pretty darn normal. And even though we probably will on the way, like even if this is true bull mode, even if Bitcoin's going to hit new all-time highs over the next half a year, say it takes that long, just making that up. But if that is, we're going to have some major pullbacks along the way. And it may even be the case that, over half of the days are red, but then the days that are green, they're going to be truly green. We'll see what it looks like, but it's like, that's pretty normal. Anyway, then he continues. The largest correction prior to this was around 16 to 17%. Our current correction from local highs is at 11%. Maybe it extends down to sub $40,000. I don't think it will. But I don't think it makes sense to be looking for a 30+% correction back down to $30,000 from current levels. Even a 20% correction, which would put us back below $34,000 to $35,000, is unrealistic at this time, in my opinion. And again, that was last night, and so he's been saying this for like probably at least a few days. I've been sharing his perspective with a certain amount of regularity here, and he's been pretty firm. He's like, not that it's impossible to go below $40,000, but Bitcoin probably not going at all below $40,000. And at least to this point in time, we haven't seen it dip below $40,000, not even once for a moment. And then there was also this post. There's this analyst named Wiz with over 500,000 followers on X, and he wrote, "Good night, friends," and this is 20 hours ago. "Remember, the trend is up. Q1 2024, I expect Bitcoin to trade above $50,000. Let's effing go." Incredible Crypto showing his optimism in the AM here. So this was, just a bit before, several hours before we saw Bitcoin hit its most recent low. He said, "Sooner than this." So I don't know that he thinks it's most probable that Bitcoin's going to hit a new all-time high in 2023, as he's been thinking is like highly likely. Maybe he still thinks it could happen, but we are running out of time here. It's December 18th. But the point that he's sharing here, because he's been in bull mode for over a year, I guess. Probably at this point, I think it's been over a year. Because he was among the first to recognize, okay, well, bottom looks like it's in, the whole FTX thing. Everybody's scared right now. This looks like the opportunity. He was saying that stuff. He's one of the guys going against the grain at the time. People weren't agreeing with him. But he was right. He was obviously very correct. And he's just saying, yeah, Bitcoin, no, above $50,000 much sooner than this. There was also this post where he wrote, "I think new all-time high pre-halving and top of market shortly after halving." And so I can't remember exactly when the halving occurs, but that would be, April or May. So not far off. But he actually thinks that we're going to see a new all-time high before that. And if that does happen, that would be the first time in history. So, history, it doesn't literally repeat, kind of rhymes with itself. So could happen, and we'll see. This will be the first time, though. But look at how markets have been behaving. Look at how stocks are behaving. It's just fascinating. Stock market's looking pretty damn good, and crypto's just following it. They're getting treated about the same, like they pretty much always have. And then there was this post. Now, this post was 5:56 p.m. last night, so also before the most recent drop. And he said, "My local Bitcoin low is at $41,400 that I said I wanted to see swept before the next leg up in my last video update 17 hours ago have just been taken out. Now it's time to reverse it." And so it did go a little bit lower, but he was talking about this green box, and it stayed in there. So it did go a little bit since then, but he thinks, yeah, this is pretty much it. And then it moved to the upside. And then he shared this 10:05 p.m. last night. "Spot bids coming in here at the lows. We get back above $41,500 and should get a nice squeeze to $42,000 to $43,000, solidifying this as our bottom." Which, by the way, folks, is where we're at right now. We're above that. So he said watch for $41,500. He says if we get above that, that's just going to solidify this. Then you're going to see a move to the upside. That actually is, at the moment at least, what we're seeing. Now, you are future people, so you know more about how this unfolds than me. But at this moment in time, it's unfolding. It has been. how credible crypto is expecting it to for days on end at this point. Here's a post from TXMC, formerly worked at Glassnode, fantastic on-chain analytics firm, and somebody that I just think is a voice of reason and truly follows data, not the general narrative in the world of crypto. And those are the people that stand out to me. That's why Credible Crypto stands out, TXMC, the blockchain backer, and I probably should have started naming people because I can't name everybody that I think that's true about. But suffice to say, he is one of those guys. And so he shared this Bitcoin price chart and wrote, Bitcoin, my only 2 shorts hit targets and closed overnight. No trades open now as I watch for the reaction of Bitcoin at $40,000. If support is lost, alt leaders currently 25 to 35% below local highs, likely end up 50 to 60% below. All eyes on King Corn. And this was at 6:43 a.m. this morning, so about 2 hours after the most recent low for Bitcoin and XRP and pretty much the whole market. About 2 hours after that, he's saying, okay, watch it. Let's see if Bitcoin holds this thing. So it's another analyst, very reputable analyst, who's saying, well, we're going to find out what happens effectively. If it does go below that, then just watch out. You could see another local dip. That doesn't mean that the party's over, but just a thing to be aware of should that occur. Here is a post from a popular analyst, goes by the name Altcoin Sherpa, 201,000 followers on X, and he shared this Bitcoin price chart. And he shared this last night, by the way. And this is interesting, though, because it's like week after week after week. Green candle, green candle, green candle, right? Well, it can't stay like that forever, obviously. And so he wrote the following. First 1 week red candle close after 8 consecutive green 1 week candles. What's it mean for Bitcoin? It means zoom out, mother effer. We're still in a bull market. Sounds reasonable to me. Like nothing literally goes up forever. We like to joke that it's up only season, but not literally. it's like it's impossible for a number to go down for a moment in time. It's just a concept of, yeah, we're going to consistently move to the upside. And so the fact that you see this doesn't mean that's gone. I mean, again, like I said slightly earlier in the video, it's historically normal to see over 30% pullbacks, and even those, like even the fact that happens, in and of itself isn't necessarily an indicator that the party's over. It's happened many, many, many times historically. Here's perspective from chart analyst Michael Vandepop, and this was about an hour before the drop today, 3:41 a.m. on X. He posted this. This is a Bitcoin price chart, and he simply wrote, to me, it's still reasonable to expect that we'll sweep the lows before we'll grind back up on Bitcoin. Profit taking in a veer, most likely from later this week / early next week, will be back in up-only mode. And the range that he's highlighted here, for those of you that may not be looking, are perhaps as low as a little over $36,000. So it seems that he thinks it's possible we could get into the upper 38,000s, but even if that happens, he doesn't think it's that big of a deal, and we're just going to continue moving to the upside. So this is why I was saying earlier in the video, mostly what I'm seeing from analysts is a lot of uncertainty as to whether we see a little bit lower or a little bit higher in the short term. But either way, I can't find a perspective from reputable analysts that think that this is some sort of catastrophic instance, even if we move to the downside. You're still going to see a move to the upside because it just doesn't go up in a straight line forever. Then there was this from chart analyst Ali, who wrote, Bitcoin is forming a descending triangle on the hourly chart. Key levels in focus, $41,900 and $40,700. And I'll pause to note that this is at 8:10 this morning, so this is hours after the most recent local drop to about $40,000 for Bitcoin. And then he said, a decisive close above or below this range could trigger a sharp 8% to 9% Bitcoin price move in the corresponding direction. So there you go. And this is why I keep saying, and I think this is the last one that I highlighted for this video, saying, well, it's kind of on the fence here. There's no great way to have a high level of conviction about which way this is going to go, because I kept seeing that again and again and again. And there are more examples of these types of perceptions, and they don't always line up this well, but here they do. So even if it's down, okay, 8-9% could scare some people. Not going to scare me at all. I just don't give a damn. But like it's bull season, folks. Like, I'm having fun. I don't know about you folks. I'm having fun here. Now, as far as XRP, same analyst here, Ali, shared this XRP USD chart, right? Here's the XRP price chart. Dating back to roughly June of, or slightly before June of last year, 2022. And here's what Ali said. XRP is moving inside an ascending parallel channel. After facing rejection at the channel's midline, XRP might see a pullback toward the lower boundary around 55 cents. Now, that was yesterday at 5:09 a.m., before this most recent drop, about 24 hours before the most recent drop. Just putting out a little warning, hey, it's actually possible that you could see that type of drop in the short term. Wouldn't be wacky. And so, even if you're in this channel that's technically moving up here, if you're at the lower range of it, it can scare you if you don't know what the hell's going on or understand that this is even a thing. It could scare the hell out of you, especially when other stuff's moving up. Maybe they're at a higher price. So even if there's another coin that's in a similar type of position and it's at the upper range, could make you feel very scared. But this is stupid. That's why it's worth understanding some of these very simple concepts, but you don't need to be a chart guy to get this stuff. I'm not a chart guy. It bores me to tears. Like getting into the nitty gritty. Like I want to understand general concepts. Yeah, just because without sufficient knowledge as far as general ideas go, yeah, I mean, how would I have the confidence that I have? But as far as getting into the nitty gritty, I'm so appreciative of the people that have the natural drive to dig into the numbers in the charts like this. And everybody's got their own interests as it pertains to crypto. That's not it for me. But again, that's to illustrate the point. You don't need to be. You don't need to have that genuine interest as far as diving into charts every single day. I'm thankful for the people that are good at it and that like to do it. You just need to understand some very basic stuff. And that's why, for me, the boring approach of just holding stuff for very long periods of times makes it so that I don't need to dive into the stuff that I find deathly boring. Seriously. So I'm interested in the perspective these guys have. I have no interest in doing the analysis myself. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. But I do appreciate the fact that they do it. And then there's this from chart analyst Dark Defender, who recently broke 100,000 followers on X. And he shared this XRP price chart, XRP USD, and wrote, and by the way, this was yesterday morning. So before, little less than 24 hours before XRP did get down to 58 cents and Bitcoin got to about $40,000. So no way, we didn't know for sure if that was going to happen at that point in time, but he was warning these ranges are pretty reasonable and it doesn't mean anything's wrong, which is why I was sharing with you much earlier in the video. Yeah, there's a guy here that pretty much calling for this type of actions that doesn't really necessarily mean that the whole world's on fire. And this is just one example. There are other analysts I've been highlighting in recent times calling for potential short-term pullbacks to roughly this level. And they still say, yeah, but it doesn't mean anything, and then moves to the upside. E-Grade Crypto, I don't have something for him in this video, but he's another one. He was just warning in recent times, whether it was 54, 55, 56 cents, something like that. He was speaking along those lines, but then, yes, still to the upside. That's just how it is. That's what he saw in the charts. But here's what Dark Defender said. Hi all, XRP in the daily time frame strolling just above the 61 cent zone is dangerous for him. Support levels are considered to be at 56 cents and 52 cents. XRP rejected at 66.49 cents and continued horizontal move. $1 plus targets are in play. You won't be surprised to see it before the new year. And so, folks, despite this recent pullback today, where I already showed you XRP is just fine. It's doing about average as far as, when it's compared to other top 50 coins. It's just a matter-of-fact statement at the time that I put that post out and I'm recording this video. So despite that, because he understands when things happen in crypto, they can happen really fast. So you can go from where we are now, about 60 cents, to over $1, even before the year's over. And again, it's December 18th at the time I'm recording this. So no way to know for sure if it's going to happen. I don't pretend to. But I just, the idea of XRP not being above that level at some point is absurd. The idea of XRP never hitting a new all-time high is completely ridiculous. Because I couldn't be more convinced of my investment thesis, which is that utility matters and will win the day. I don't think it sufficiently matters in 2023, but it does more than 6 years ago when I jumped into crypto. And so whether this is the moment in time or we have to wait even longer, in the end, I'm just going to be here because I recognize that either I'm right or I'm wrong in my bet, and I couldn't be more genuinely convinced that I'm right. XRP is going to either go to zero or hit a new all-time high. It can't stay in between forever. We are going to find out. You know where my bet is. and I don't know for sure what's going to happen, but I place my bet. I say XRP is most probably going to go at some unknown point in the future to a new all-time high in enterprise discovery. That is the bet. Here's a post from Crypto Insight UK. Shared this chart. It's an XRP BTC pair, and wrote, "We are sitting at the bottom of the XRP/BTC range. It looks as if it is only." Did I read that weird or did he write it? It looks as if, and it is only a matter of time. Yeah, he had a broken sentence. For XRP, I didn't catch it the first time I read it so quickly. For XRP to make an 88% plus move versus Bitcoin. The real fun begins if we can break and hold above the top gray box, though. If we can break this box, we could see a move up to 1,500% versus Bitcoin." And so again, I wanted to highlight this because this concept is in line with what I keep telling you we have historically seen. We saw it, and my favorite example of it is 2017. Not to harp on it too much, I'll be brief in this video, but we did see XRP move sideways for the second half of the year while Bitcoin is going on a tear. XRP was losing value, not against USD, but against Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was running. XRP was mostly just moving sideways compared with the USD. But then XRP basically broke Bitcoin by going on a face-melting rally, the likes of which the world of crypto had never seen. From the bottom to the top, something like 80,000% for that cycle for XRP. So when it goes, and we know that. But that's why when you're looking at an XRP BTC pair, I just don't care, when it's going down. And so he's making a good point here. Things can happen fast. So in terms of those type of percentage gains and perhaps happen quickly, it's certainly within the realm of possibility here. So have fun. Have fun. This is an exciting time to be in crypto. And these moments are few and far between. So just have fun while we're here and enjoy it. And I'll tell you this. I have every intention of taking massive profits. Should we be presented with the opportunity for massive gains for multiple coins and, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, and then ultimately XRP, you better believe it is going to be my goal to sell, ideally, pretty much all of my crypto. That would be amazing if I could do that. After holding it and never cashing out into USD for 6 years, that would be amazing. But I have to be enticed. I have to be presented with the opportunity. And my whole idea getting into crypto from the beginning is, I'm not going to wreck my, the rest of what I've been planning on for retirement, and I haven't. I'm going to keep doing all of that, keep those plans in place, but just, venture out into the wild a little bit, jump into crypto. And my thought from the beginning was, because I understood very early on the opportunity for life-changing wealth and that there's so little money and the multiplier affecting that whole, and that's still true. And so it's like, if I'm going to sell, it's because that type of money has entered my life. And if it hasn't, then I'm going to keep holding for better or worse. And if I'm just wrong, or I screw this up, or my accounts get hacked or whatever, and it goes to zero, that sucks to me. If it sucks for me, and it does suck to suck, but life goes on, and I still have everything else I'm doing for retirement. So that's why I'm telling you, there's so many reasons. That's one reason I've been totally comfortable for holding this long and just not cashing out to USD. I wanted all of my money that I put into crypto to stay in the world of crypto, even if some of the stuff never hits a point where I'm enticed to sell, and it does go to zero, and that's very probable for some of the stuff I bought because they can't all be winners. So what? On the whole, certainly to this point, it's worth way more than I ever, I guess I shouldn't say would have hoped, but it's like what it's worth for me now is an amount that in 2017, the 2017 me would have just been blown away, like, whoa, that really happened? Okay. And now we're at this point where it's about to take off again. So, I'm ready to just unload like a mofo. That's my play. That's what I'm going to be going for. But I have to be presented the opportunity, and if I don't, I'm not going to cry about it because I'm an adult, even though I have a silly-ass name, Moon Lambo. I'm an adult, I promise you that. And I will just hold until the next time it goes, even if that's another 5 years from now. I am more stubborn than anyone else, and that's how I'm going to win, period. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.